Hi everyone, it's Stephanie and today I will be making a video of a caldo that I'm gonna make, a soup. It's gonna be for dinner. It's a type of albondiga soup. I'm not gonna say this is how you make albondigas because everybody has their way, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be like, that's not how my grandma makes it, or that's not how my mom makes it, or whatever. But anyways, this is how I make it. It's delicious. My family likes it. I love it. And it's a perfect soup to eat when it's cold out for the weather that we're having right now. And it's delicious. It's comforting. So I'm gonna be using carrots, tomato, corn, calabacitas, squash, onion, potatoes, cabbage, cilantro, and I have the ground beef and an egg, and that's gonna be to make the albondigas. And I have this tomato bouillon chicken, ground pepper and salt, and some rice, and I have an avocado here and lemon for if you want to put it in your soup after. So let me get started and just stick around. Maybe you guys will like to make it for dinner or for whenever. I'm gonna start cooking my 1 cup of rice. Go ahead and pour in my 2 cups of water into my rice. Put a little bit of that chicken tomato bouillon, just a little bit for a little bit of flavor in the rice. You don't have to, because it's gonna go inside of our caldo and the albondigas anyway, so it's gonna have flavor. But I like to put a little bit in there. Okay, so I'm just mixing that in there, and I am going to cover it and let that cook. Here I have my pot with the water. I just filled it up like halfway of water, so that way because every time this always happens to me, I'm like putting in the vegetables and I put in the albondigas, and I have too much water and it starts overflowing. So I'm just gonna put halfway into the pot. It's up to you what you want to put of how much water and then how many vegetables you're gonna add or whatever. I'm gonna put a can of this hot tomato sauce, El Pato, in there to give the broth the flavor, or the caldo. Okay, while the rice is cooking, I am gonna start cutting up the things that I'm going to be putting into my albondigas. So I'm gonna use onion and tomato and cilantro, and I'm gonna chop it up into little pieces so that way I can add it into the ground beef that I'm gonna be making the albondigas into. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and check on our rice now. Yep, looks yummy and done. Our broth is looking good and warming up. Okay, so here so far we have our onion, our ground beef, tomato, and cilantro. And I am gonna put an egg in there because the egg is what's gonna help everything stick together when it's cooking. And here is our rice. It's perfect. And I'm gonna put I'm not gonna put the whole thing into this. I'm just gonna put maybe less than half of it, and I am going to mix it all up together and make the little albondigas. And the remainder of what's left from that rice is gonna go into our broth of the caldo, the soup. So I'm gonna add in some ground pepper, some of the chicken bouillon, a little bit of garlic salt, and now we are just gonna smash it all up together and mix it all. So one thing I forgot to mention is that I am gonna put one jalapeno inside the mixture of the ground beef, just because we like it a little bit spicy. Okay, so this is what our mixture is starting to look like with the ground beef, the tomato, the cilantro, and the onion. And I just added in a little bit of jalapeno, one jalapeno, and I had put garlic, salt, ground pepper, and a little bit of that chicken bouillon, and one egg. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and mix in the jalapeno. Added in some cilantro into the caldo. Perfect. These little corn on the cobs, they were the frozen ones. I'm just cutting them into halves. So I have those veggies in there. This is the rice that was left from that 1 cup of rice that I made. And I did use half, or maybe even a little bit more than half of that rice into the albondiga mix. So the remaining rice, I'm just gonna pour it into the caldo, into the soup. So I'm gonna add in my potatoes. I'm gonna just peel off the skin, then I'm gonna wash them, chop them up, and put them into the soup. Okay, so now I have them peeled and washed, and I'm just gonna chop them up. So I'm gonna add in the albondigas, and I'm gonna see how I do with the caldo, because it looks like it's gonna overflow. Here is the mixture. I'm gonna start making the albondigas. What I do is I always just grab like a little part like that, and I roll them into little balls like this, and I just add them in there. Some people make them really small, some people make them really big. I make them however they come out is how they come out, and that's it. Alright, so here it is so far. Everything's cooking together and it's looking good. I did have to take out a little bit of the broth because it was gonna overflow. So I just mix them a little bit so that way everything can go down. But everything's cooking, and I'm just gonna let it cook for a few more minutes till they're done, the meatballs, and I'll show you guys the end result. So let's take a look how it's coming along. This is looking good. looks really good. So the meatballs are cooking. The broth tastes good. I already tested it. And veggies are cooking good. It looks delicious. Looks yummy. Okay, you guys, so this is the end result, and I added some avocado and a tortilla de harina, a flour tortilla. So I like to dip it into my caldo, and it's really good, you guys.